Joe Burrow back on the practice field, and DJ Reader fights off the Packers. Mike Petraglia outside Paycor Stadium. Here on Wednesday, the much-anticipated joint practice between Matt LaFleur's Green Bay Packers and Zach Taylor's Cincinnati Bengals. Much anticipated because it was really the first opportunity for either team to finally hit somebody in an opposing uniform. It's a cliche in NFL training camp, but it is a cliche because it's very true. These players who have been through 2 weeks, some of them 2.5 weeks of training camp, the heat, the humidity, which we had a little bit of here after showers early in the afternoon here in Cincinnati. The players are just tired of hitting one another and hitting teammates. They want to hit somebody else in another uniform, and certainly Wednesday afternoon provided that opportunity in advance of Friday night's preseason opener between the Packers and Bengals behind me inside Paycor Stadium. That kickoff will be 7:30 on Friday night. But here on Wednesday, yes, the players finally got to hit each other, the Packers and the Bengals, and no surprise, it spilled over into some extracurricular activity that Zach Taylor warned us all of before practice even began. In his Wednesday afternoon press conference with the media, he said, look, we don't want the storyline to be a fight off the field like it was last year with the Rams and Aaron Donald. We all remember that, what happened between L. Collins and Aaron Donald. That got out of control, essentially canceling the next day of practice. This year, we only have the one joint practice, essentially the off day, the walkthrough on Thursday before Friday's game. But today, here on Wednesday, DJ Reader did get into it with guard Elgton Jenkins of the Green Bay Packers. Jenkins, according to DJ Reader, didn't want to be on the field anymore, and several of Reader's Bengals teammates agreed with DJ Reader. The Packers and the offensive line were getting frustrated with the Bengals really having their way with them. It was an interesting observation when we met with DJ Reader at his locker stall. He said, look, the Packers are not the most physical offensive line simply because they run a lot of RPO packages. They are very quick hitting in terms of their passes. They read and they react. They're not really a pound and ground, drive the ball straight ahead type of team under Matt LaFleur. Certainly they have A.J. Dillon, the running back, and Aaron Jones. They do have a running game. There's no question about that. But what DJ Reader said here on Wednesday was that the Packers really weren't exerting their will against the Bengals defense. Bengals defense could kind of sense that and had their way with them here on Wednesday afternoon, leading to the frustration of Elgton Jenkins, who, according to Reader, didn't want to be on the practice field anymore because he was getting his butt whipped. So he got kicked out of practice for fighting with DJ Reader. There were some minor scuffles after the confrontation between Reader and Jenkins, but nothing really came of it. BJ Hill and Michael Thomas were in a little bit of a scrap with some of the Packers as well. But again, nothing serious. Practice, most importantly, did continue after that scuffle. So that kind of tells you what both coaches thought of that altercation. Joe Burrow was on the practice field. No, he was not in uniform. He was still in his shirt and shorts with a Bengals bucket hat on, for what it's worth. Style points there. But Joe Burrow had the long black sleeve on his right leg, protecting not only his strained right calf, but his entire leg, his quadriceps, his knee as well. So he was spotted here at practice watching the Bengals offense, and the offense did reasonably well. The big news there, as Brian Callahan spoke to us after practice, the Bengals offensive coordinator served also as the play caller here during practice, the joint practice with Green Bay on Wednesday afternoon. Of course, those duties are held by Zach Taylor during regular season games. But here on Wednesday, Brian Callahan, the offensive coordinator, was also the signal caller, the play caller, I should say. And he said that there were some good, some bad plays, but overall the Bengals had another productive day here in training camp. Tyler Boyd made a couple of nice catches, including one in the red zone for a touchdown. Irv Smith with another couple of good catches. So it was a good day for some of the receivers. T. Higgins did not participate in team drills. He did participate in some individual work before the joint practice began. Jamar Chase, the Packers really had him covered during this joint practice. He had a couple of catches, but nothing spectacular. Best catch of the day came over the middle on a crosser for about 15 yards, but the Packers really came in designed to really try to put a stop to Jamar Chase making big plays all over the field, even in a joint practice. No Alex Kappa here on Wednesday afternoon, so it was a chance for Trey Hill to get reps, and it was also a chance for free agent Cody Ford to get some reps. Both of those players are key players to watch as training camp moves along here in the 2023 training camp for the Bengals. Cody Ford and also Trey Hill. Those are two guys to watch for as we get the preseason underway on Friday night. Max Sharping, a backup center, could be also seeing some action behind Trey Hill as a center as training camp progresses. We'll have you covered on Twitter at Trags, Trags. Be sure to follow me online at clnsmedia.com. And as always, subscribe and watch. Want to hear all of your comments, good, bad, and indifferent, at my YouTube page at Jungle Roar Pod, all one word. That's at youtube.com. Outside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.